we've ever offered in the history of this network, and it's the famous X-Bike. Later on, I'll show you. I own the X-Bike, and I absolutely love it. We have several hosts who also own it too, and really attribute how they're feeling this year to the success of just getting on the X-Bike and pedaling away. What makes this so special is it just is so compact and yet so sturdy. It gives you a phenomenal, phenomenal workout. And you know what? If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and maybe you made that New Year's resolution, make this significant part of it. And it will be. You will see changes. You will make a difference. And it's very easy to do, very low impact. Now, throughout this hour, we've got a lot to get into. Natalie, my guest, I'm going to introduce her in just a second. But just to give you an idea, if you have time, go to hsn.com, look up the item number, or just look up X-Bike. I will be interspersing throughout this hour 6 full pages of perfect 5-star reviews. So read what you have to say, what your fellow shoppers have to say, and you'll understand why this has been such a great success. It is our biggest bundle we've ever done at the best price. They created DVDs because I actually asked for them a couple years ago. Remember we were on, guys, and I was like, we need DVDs. I don't know how to do a bike workout. You know, I've never taken a spin class before. And they did those, and we now have them available in this configuration. You also get the weights to go with it. We have 4 colors, right? Are we talking all colors today? We got them all, so here we go. We have the blue, the gray, the plum, the red, and the teal. And now I'm very excited to introduce Natalie. Now, Natalie, certified personal fitness trainer, literally just landed from an airplane from Atlanta about 45 minutes ago. So you made the show. Yes, yes. I appreciate that. And welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, we got a lot to get into.
Yes.
Why do you think this has become such a huge success?
Because it is simple to use, it is absolutely convenient, and it's a space saver. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space in your home.
Right,
yeah.
Absolutely, and we're going to see all of that. So Natalie, we're going to kind of go through A through Z on it, because I really want to start with how feature-rich it is.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we'll just start from the top and work our way down to the bottom. Does that sound good?
Yep.
First of all, you notice it's a bike, and we have weights on this bike. And so right off the bat, we've got total body. We're working you from head to toe. It's not just about calorie burn, it's about working all of the muscle groups in your body. We're working the legs, because we're on a bike, but then we can also include upper body exercises like overhead presses. We can go into a bicep curl, and a little later in the show, we'll go through a workout. Does that sound good, you guys?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So we've got our weights, total body. We also have the brain of the bike, I like to call it. It's the console, and you can set goals on this because it tracks your calories. Do you know how many calories there is in 1 pound of fat? Anybody? There's 3,500 calories.
Good answer.
So think about it. If you were to come to your bike and set a goal of 500 calories for 1 day,
okay,
in a week, if you didn't change anything else,
don't change your eating.
Don't change your eating. All you did was set the goal of 500 calories, you'd lose 1 pound in a week.
Isn't that crazy?
So add that together, in a month, you have 4 pounds. You don't have to change anything else. You also have your distance and your time that you can track right here on the brain, your console. You also have your EKG, so it will track your heart. You just have to hold on nice and loose onto the handles, and it will tell you what your heart is doing. Okay, this is one of my favorite parts of the bike, and I know it seems a little bit silly, but it's the seat. Have you ever been to a cycle class and sat on those little tiny seats in those?
Wait, this is how bad they are. I have friends who buy specific pants to wear to the cycle class so it doesn't ruin their seat. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
Why should a seat be that uncomfortable? How do you last a cycle class on a seat that uncomfortable? Well, you guys fixed that, right?
Yes, we made a nice big cushy seat. I'll get off the seat. We made a nice big cushy seat. I like to say some cushion for the tushin, right? It's nice and big, soft, easy, and comfortable. So you could be on there for your 500 calorie, your 10-minute goal, your hour goal, whatever that looks like, and you're gonna be comfortable in your seat.
Exactly.
I like the way that you put that. It's perfect. We also have its magnetic resistance. So it's nice and smooth. The feel of this bike is so smooth. And then I've saved the best for last. Whether you live in a big home or you have a small apartment, this applies to everybody. Look how compact. This is about the size of my vacuum. Maybe a little bit taller than my vacuum, but about the size of my vacuum.
Isn't that incredible?
And there's no pins. There's nothing you need to do. It just folds right up. You can stick that in your closet.
Yeah.
So
and you can move
easy.
it around. It's so lightweight to move around, and yet it has a capacity of 250 pounds. It's so well balanced, and we'll do things that are called jump ups here in a minute. And at one time I was on the air, and this woman said, I didn't buy it until you did a jump up and worked out like this on it, because that's how well balanced it is, and yet it folds up to the size of a vacuum cleaner. And you'll see that on the reviews that are on hsn.com. People rave, rave, rave about how successful this is. Now, a lot of times you say, oh yeah, do you host have it? Well, I'll tell you Helen's story. Helen Keeney's just, she decided a while back that she was just gonna get in shape, and she thought, what's the one tool that would be the easiest way to really meet my goals? So she bought an XBike, and then she got on it, and day after day with her consistency, she's actually lost a lot of weight. She looks fantastic.
That's great.
And they say, well, do your host really have it? Well, here's my Facebook page, and I just posted a couple hours ago my XBike. Where do I put my XBike? In front of the television. Because I have a choice of either sitting on my couch, or sitting on my chair, or sitting on the XBike. And for the same amount of time that I'm gonna sit around and do nothing, why not be on a comfortable bike seat and just get my legs moving? If you can move your legs, not run, not jog, not jump up and down like a crazy person, if you can physically just move your legs a little bit, you can start to get in shape and get fit. And I love showing my picture of my XBike, because when you put it in front of your TV, you'll be on it 10 minutes, and then you'll all of a sudden forget about it because you're engrossed in whatever you're watching, right? And pretty soon you'll go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've been on it for 30 minutes. Some people say, oh my gosh, I watched an entire hour episode of my favorite show, and then I get off of it and I'm done. Do you know how many calories you'll burn, and in what amazing shape you'll be if right now with our FlexPay and this great price tonight, free shipping on top of it, you commit to yourself and read those reviews, because it'll prove to you just why this has been so crazy successful. Now, the last time I was walking around the studio, Henry is always with us. Hi, Henry. And it was another host, I think it was Callie, I'm not sure who's here, and Henry hooty hoot when his sold out, as he always does. So if you want a specific color, you definitely want to order it early. Don't wait till the end of the hour, because we have several of the colors that are rather limited. So just a little heads up, don't want to miss out on your color.
And if we want to hear Henry hooty hoo, then we need to get on that gray.
He's the gray. He's the hooty hoot gray. Jackie's joining us. Jackie, what are you on? You're on the blue, right? Yeah, you got the blue. And then I am obviously on the red. And then you've got the plum. And then the other color we have actually is the teal, which isn't out here, but I know it's available. So the one thing you didn't mention, though, that I thought is another great feature,
yes, there's so many of them,
the resistance.
Yes.
And so a lot of people say, come on, how in the world am I gonna get a really good workout?
Yes, I have to tell you, my brother-in-law, who is 6'2", has this bike.
That's great.
And it fits his body, and the resistance is enough to challenge him even. Let's go ahead really quickly. Let's take it to that higher resistance so they can kind of see what that looks like on our legs. It's no joke.
Yeah.
That level 8 is no joke. You do this for 30 seconds. There's something called HIIT training, high intensity interval training. And what that does is it gets your heart rate really high, and then you back it down and you get some recovery and get it really high, and that's a great calorie burn. It's a perfect thing to do on this bike, and to adjust that resistance is a great way to get that heart rate up.
Well, it's like you're going uphill.
Yes.
It's like you're going up the hardest hill in the world, and yet you don't have this, your body's not taking the pounding or the strain.
Yeah.
And then get off of it, go back down to 1 and really get that speed back up again. Also, you can adjust the seat. Let's explain that.
Yeah, so there's different adjustments within the seat. The best way to go about it is to come up to the seat, and you're gonna bring it to about hip level, and that will give you a good idea of where your seat should be for your height and for your legs.
And also on the seat adjustment, there's several holes, so you can really do it if you're much shorter, you're much taller. It's gonna be able to adjust to a lot of ranges as well. All right, we wanna hear from Debbie and hear what Debbie has to say about working out with the XBike, so please listen to this.
My name's Rachel. I have 3 kids. Before I used the XBike, I didn't really make a priority to work out like I should. I would go to the gym just whenever I felt like it. But it's really nice having the XBike at home so that if I don't make it to the gym, I can still work out when my kids are home. I am able to use the XBike wherever I need to in my house. I can take it upstairs and help my kids with their homework and still be able to work out. I take it downstairs, watch TV with my family, and I'm still able to be a part of them.
You know, I love that. So what she said, okay, yeah, I can't get to the gym all that often. It's a great alternative. We know people get the X-Bike and don't bother going back to the gym. That is really what a big deal this is. And already I do have an update for you. Which one, Daryl, now is almost sold out? I know which one's close. Oh, the plum. You guys are loving the plum, which is the one that Natalie's on.
I'll give a hoot and holler.
Followed by my red. Yay, red. Sorry, gray's not quite. Yeah, you just do a little hoot.
Need to work harder back there.
Come on. But you know, for me, this time of year, and Natalie, we can talk about this a bit, is so perfect because it's a fresh new year. There's something about going into January, you go, oh my gosh, I can start all over.
It's exciting.
Like last year was over, it's done, you know? And this year, it is exciting. I love January. I love New Year's Eve. I love New Year's Day, and I love January because you've got this fresh start. And what you'll find is if you commit to this, and we've got FlexPay, which I'll explain in a minute, but if you commit to our FlexPay, you're gonna pay it off in this case 5 months, right? You will be able, in 5 months, by the time it's paid off, see such a difference. Like when your clothes get looser. And recently, well, not recently, before Thanksgiving, I really committed to really overhauling my health and fitness, eating the whole thing. And right now, it's taken about, I'm going into month 3 of being very—
You look fantastic, by the way.
Oh my gosh, you're so nice, thank you. Thank you. But in going into month 3, I'm now really seeing the payoff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like I was,
Consistency.
you know— Oh my gosh, month 1, I'm like, okay, I gotta get over all the junk I've been eating. Month 2, I was like, okay, I can kind of tell, but I'm not really totally, no one else is seeing it. Now that I've hit going into month 3, my clothes are looser. Look, I mean, this is actually super baggy on me now. And if you have that consistency, the joy you get, I am so excited about this new commitment and being able to stick with it long enough to really start seeing the results. So talk a little bit about making that commitment and how easy it is with this.
I always tell my clients, start where you are at. I think sometimes, especially in the weight loss journey, we think, oh, I have this much weight to lose and it just seems overwhelming. Start where you are at and just take small steps every single day, small steps. For those of you in your New Year's resolution, if you set a goal for fitness, one of the things I also teach my clients is to take away any of those obstacles that are really, really difficult to get to that point. For example, getting to the gym, right? If that's an obstacle for you, even making the time to get there, this is a perfect solution for you because you can have it right in your living room. And you know those days where you just don't feel like doing it? Even me as a fitness professional, there are days where I really have to build up the motivation to get to the gym or to do any kind of fitness. Sit on your bike and watch your favorite show on Netflix. Like you were talking about earlier, it doesn't have to be this hard, sweaty, you know, it doesn't have to be that every single time. Yes, it doesn't have to be that every single time. Start where you are at and take those small steps towards it. For example, come to your console and set a 5-minute goal. Maybe that's where you start. And then the next day you add 1 more minute, or you can go for that calorie goal. Start where you are at.
Right, that's such great advice too, because it's not overwhelming at that point. And the neat part about it is hang with it. And that's really what Helen did. You know, and that's what I'm doing. Every day I take it as a new day, and the next day, and the next day, and pretty soon now I'm eating differently, I'm exercising differently, I'm working out more, I'm more fit, my clothes are getting looser, which I'm fitting into clothes I haven't worn in a long time. I'm pretty excited about that.
That feels so good.
Oh my gosh, it's one of the greatest feelings is go. And I do, like every week or so, I'll go to my closet and I'll grab what I call my thinner clothes and I put them on, I go, oh, almost there. Okay, I'm getting close, which is really a motivator. But at some point, as Natalie will say, you gotta make that commitment.
Yes.
Like I wonder, if you're sitting there right now, nothing's gonna change, nothing's gonna happen.
You have to take action.
You have to do a little something. And don't feel guilty about it. Don't say, well, you know, I do for everybody else, but I'm not gonna do it for me. Forget about it. End that silly guilt of spending a little money on yourself. Because this pays off in droves. And you know, when mama's happy, everybody in your world's happy. And what a wonderful way to make an investment. Certainly you can buy great clothes here, you can buy great jewelry, but boy, you buy this once and for years, it is changing your life. Yes, clothing will make me feel better. Jewelry I do adore and love. But this is changing your life. And I'll tell you what, Natalie, I've been doing, again, tons of research in terms of the relationship between food, eating, and exercise. I mean, really looking into it.
Yeah, the emotional side of it, I'm sure.
But just the physical side when it comes to being healthier and helping to avoid some bad things that can happen to you. The connection is so brilliantly clear that you must start moving your body.
You've got it. It's so exciting to hear you talk. I always teach, your body is your tool. It is your tool to experience life. Right? And so why day in and day out are we maybe making bad food choices and choosing not to exercise, and then the negative self-talk that happens in our head, right? We're beating ourselves up. Your body is your tool to experience joy. And so every day, come get on that X-Bike for 10 minutes. And then you're teaching your body that you appreciate and love it. And then it will start to respond back, right? And then you go to your closet and you pick out that outfit and you put it on. And what's the dialogue then that's happening? It's joyful. It's joyful.
And then you actually look forward to doing it more and more. All right, so we would love to hear from you. If you have an X-Bike, we're gonna take as many calls as we can in this hour. Please remember, the plum is on fire. The red is the next to go. We don't have a lot of these available. In fact, over the visit, we have now sold almost 10,000. So I only have a couple thousand left, and that means a couple hundred in each color. This could be the last chance you can get it. If it goes through tomorrow, great, but I just don't want you to miss out on it if you're gonna make that commitment today. I do wanna explain Flex. If you're brand new and you're like, all right, I'm gonna give this a spin, sorry, pardon the pun, but it's 5 flex pays, which means use any major credit card or you can use PayPal, great option. You'll spread your payments out over 5 months, so you pay it off in 5 months. We do not add any special interest, it's just an easy way for you to shop with us, and we like to do that for you. So take advantage of the Flex. We still have a 30-day ironclad guarantee that says if you don't love it, if you're not seeing changes, if you're not feeling better, at least you're feeling happier, you're smiling a little more, then I want you to send it back and we'll actually refund all your money. So you have a really good test window, then you have a really easy payment schedule on this as well, plus it's free shipping. All of that today for while it's available at a really substantial price break, because I will guarantee you this will be $189. And you know what? We'll sell hundreds of them if they're available at $189 because it's a great piece of equipment. So you want to take advantage of that special savings while you have it. All right, now this time we're really going to listen to Debbie, and then Natalie's going to take us through some more stuff here. So here's Debbie.
I'm Debbie and I'm retired. Before the X-Bike, I thought I was eating healthy. I thought I was getting some exercise, but nothing was happening. I went with my daughter and we were dancing and playing around, and we'd dance for maybe 2 minutes and I was going, I gotta sit down. I can't do this. I was out of breath. I did not feel good. I chose the X-Bike because it was something I could do on my own time, and I could do it around my own schedule and not have to worry about being at the gym at a certain time. Now that I've lost the weight, I can do more things. I can do the hiking. I can sustain my breath. I have friends all the time asking me, what are you doing? What is the program? And they're like, I want to know about it. I tell them I'm doing the X-Bike, and it's been awesome.
Great. I love she's picking it up, moving around. She's like, look how easy it is to carry, which is one of the really great features. And again, you'll see that on the reviews. All right, Natalie, you want to show that again?
Yeah, so just it folds right up. No pins, nothing to close it up.
And can you pick it up? I mean, it's really amazing.
I'm 5'2", nothing, I'm short. And so that's nothing for me to close that up and pick that up, carry that to a closet or, you know, wherever you want to store it. But it's a space saver, it's a time saver, and it's a money saver.
We love that. All right. And also, you don't have to plug it in. And a lot of the reviews said they love how quiet it is. So listen. Wait, go hard, you guys. We're all for, like, look at this, isn't that funny?
Yes.
Yeah, you just hear my mic jiggling back and forth, but that's it. Is that crazy? There's no plug. You could have a baby sitting beside you, and if you're a new mom and you're like, oh, am I gonna get back in shape? Have the baby take their nap, you jump on every nap. Boy, can you imagine how you will melt away the pounds and how in great shape you'll get. But the really key, for me, the key to this is, unlike spin classes, is that we have the weights included, which really changes the whole dynamics of this.
Yeah, it makes it total body.
Right.
And when we move into a total total body exercise regimen, we're gonna get so much more out of it. Of course, we're using our legs, which are it's the bigger muscles in our body, so that's going to increase our calorie burn when we're exercising, but then who doesn't want sculpted shoulders, right? We can add weights to it. Would you guys like to go through a little workout
Sure,
here?
let's do it.
I wanted to mention to you also that when you get this bike, you don't have to be the expert, we'll be the expert. It comes with DVDs. So it comes with 4 different workouts that you can follow. We'll be the expert for you. You just have to commit to getting on your bike. Okay, so go ahead. There's 8 different resistance levels on this. I wouldn't suggest taking it to the 8 yet. Maybe Henry might want to decide to do that right off the bat. So just stay low in your resistance level, but let's add in some shoulders. So we're gonna take it right to a lateral raise. Good, and this is gonna scope those shoulders. And we can move it, transition really quickly to an overhead press. Again, we're targeting those shoulders. Let's go a couple reps, all while, what's happening with your legs, guys?
We're still moving them.
Yep, we're still moving, so we're burning extra calories. We're gonna move it into biceps. So let's go for a bicep curl right here. It's a smooth, quick transition. One right into the next. We haven't stopped our legs. The calories still counting up, and so is our time. Okay, now we're gonna take the left dumbbell, we're gonna put it in our rack, which is right here in front of us, so it makes it nice and easy. We're gonna hinge from the hip, and we're gonna add a row. So we're working the back muscles even while on the X-Bike.
That's a really good one.
This is a
and
great
you're
one.
doing your whole inner girdle, right?
Yes, yeah,
That's
and in
great.
fact, you wouldn't think, oh, well, that's a bike. How could you work your abs?
Right.
You wanna see? Okay, so grab both weights. We got both weights. And you're gonna sit up nice and tall. That's important because we don't wanna crunch to the spine. Nice and tall, and we're just gonna add some rotation in right here.
That's great.
Anytime you bend or twist, we're gonna involve the obliques. Those are the muscles right here on the outside. And then of course, because we're nice and tall, those other abdominal, that whole abdominal wall is working.
Totally
as well.
engaged.
Yep.
Wow, you can really feel it too.
Yes.
Jeez.
So
That's an awesome
then,
one.
we put our weights down for a minute. And we're gonna focus on getting our heart rate up. So everybody is different. You're gonna control your own resistance. I promise I won't get off my bike and come and touch your resistance, but you're just gonna pick it up a little bit, and we're gonna say 10 seconds, are you ready?
Yes.
Set and go. Pick up that leg speed. And again, notice, listen to how quiet it is. It's because of that magnetic resistance. Good, and then let's back it back off. That was what I was referring to in that HIIT training, that high intensity interval training. I know that can sound a little bit scary, but it's not, because you have control of your resistance.
Right.
You're gonna control your resistance, but just that big effort, and then you back it off. That big effort, and then you back it off, will skyrocket your calorie burn.
And actually what you'll be able to do is burn more in less time. Hello.
Yes.
The more you put up that resistance, the harder your heart's working, the harder your body's working. And so you actually can get more calories burned in less time if you're really, really trapped for time. You're like, I'm starved for time. I don't have time to work out. What this does, to your point, it's your house. You're looking at it. You're probably gonna sit down and watch TV at some point during the day, right? Probably tonight, whatever. You might be sitting there for several hours. Change the seat you're in. Get off the couch, get on the bike. Give it 5 minutes, give it 10 minutes, and then watch. Watch the progression. All you have to do is make the commitment today, and getting on here is so easy. You don't need a fancy outfit, you don't need to be, wearing, great tennies on it. You just need to be comfortable and get on it and start moving. And then as the days go by and you start to see the difference, not only is that a reflection for you internally and externally, it also influences everyone around you. So be the best example you can be. If you haven't made that commitment this year and you're saying, oh my gosh, I'm sick and tired of being so sick and tired, when do you make the difference? When do you finally go, enough? There's gotta be a point, and our lives are too short. It's one thing about getting older, you realize you got less time to have fun. You have less time to look good and feel your very best at wherever you're at. So why not today just go, you know what, this is ridiculous. Try to make that commitment, and the first step is getting a piece of equipment that ends all the excuses.
Yep.
It's not too hot, it's not too rainy, it's not too windy, it's not too sunny.
Yep.
You don't have to drop the kids off. You don't have to figure this out. You don't have to get time. You don't have to get stuck in traffic. You don't have to pick up gas and then groceries on the way back. And boy, that's just too much to do. All you do is get this at home today, get it while it's still available at our very best price for our biggest configuration, and then get on it every day and see the difference. Not even every day necessarily. Like, let's say I'm a pure beginner, I haven't worked out in 20 years. What would you say?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking in my mind. mind was, and if it's you right now thinking, okay, it sounds great, but I'm gonna get it when this is over, or when this happens. Get it today and do what you can. It all comes back to the start where you're at. So if that means 5 minutes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, guess what? That's more than you're currently doing, and you will benefit from that physically and mentally as well.
You know, it's funny because there are gazillions of reviews on this. It's one of the best reviewed fitness items we've ever had in the history of HSN. In fact, right now there are 750 reviews on hsn.com. We only printed out 6 pages of full 5 stars. They probably could have printed out 20 pages of full 5 stars with that many reviews. And if you don't mind, Natalie, I just want to share a couple.
Absolutely.
I'll share them throughout the rest of the hour, but this is great. This is one of my favorites. This was Omaha in Virginia said, I was not a big fan of exercise, but this bike has changed that. I ride it every day. Now that's someone who clearly does not like to exercise.
Yes.
And has changed everything.
Yep.
That's exciting to read that review. I love that review. Jennifer in California said, I love this bike. Wish I had purchased it a long time ago. It's interesting of how many of the reviews that I have in my hand that said that. They're glad they got it. Why didn't I do it a long time ago when I first saw it? Because now they're seeing the difference in their life. I thought that was brilliant. This is Slow Driver in New York, which is a funny name, by the way. It's quiet and does an excellent job of toning and keeping you on an exercise program. That really goes back to the fact it's sitting at your house, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you see it every day.
Right, you're looking at it.
It's easy to pull it out.
Right.
And you think, I'm gonna watch that television show anyways. I might as well sit, move my legs while I'm doing it.
Yeah, just start by moving your legs.
Yep.
It's just that simple. Also too, I love, this is Purple in Pennsylvania. I'm 64 years old and just started an exercise program. ProForm bike is exceptional, exceptional, and she has like 4 exclamation points on it. Now she's 64.
Yes.
And at some point she said, watching us, forget it, I'm going to do something about my health at 64. And I want you to talk about that. You're never too far gone and you're never too old to get started.
One thing about the bike is that it's so easy on your joints. It's so easy on your knees and on your ankles. And I hear that all the time from clients is, please just don't make me run, right? Please just don't make me run. And I say, well, there's so many different things that we can do instead of running and the impact, and the X-Bike is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
That's soft, but you get the resistance from the 8 levels, so you're still getting the calorie burn.
And it's such an easy, I think what's hard is when you start to go to classes and you have an instructor who's yelling at you and you're trying to keep up and maybe you're not super coordinated, maybe you're really wildly out of shape and you haven't worked out, we give up very quickly because we just feel so insecure. At home, it doesn't matter. You just get on it. No one's watching. No one cares. You get on it because you care about you and you want to make a difference in your life. So you jump on it. And again, it's that little bit of effort every single day that accumulatively you'll see the changes. And when you start to see the change, well, even when you first get on it, when I'm done with this hour, you definitely have more zip because you're actually getting the blood flowing. We're moving, you know, I'm not standing or sitting all day long. So you'll recognize changes right away. But boy, I'll tell you, that first couple of weeks, that first month, the second month you're in, the third month you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm looking so much better. Even if you say I'm too old or too far gone, you absolutely aren't. It was interesting because when I was growing up, my family, kind of obesity unfortunately runs in my family. And there's a lot of health issues involved in obesity as well. And so I'm very familiar with it. And I used to always be sad. My mom unfortunately passed away when I was pretty young, but in the pictures that I have of her, she's always hidden in the back. And it makes me sad to look at the pictures. And as a youngster, I didn't necessarily know why, but now that I'm this age, I do get it. She literally was embarrassed to be in pictures and she didn't really want her picture taken. And nobody should feel that way. And you don't have to feel that way.
Yep, because think about what would that mean to you now to have more pictures of your mom?
My mom to be alive.
Right, yeah, good point.
Yeah, I'd love to have lots of pictures of my mom. Yeah, right. Yeah. But again, that's all associated to your health, your well-being, your fitness. I mean, if you're spending a ton of money on healthcare, change the way you eat and change the way you work out. You do something and then see the difference. And if you read the reviews, they're outstanding.
There's over 700 5-star reviews.
It's crazy.
That says something right there.
Yes.
And I believe that the reason for that is that this is so simple to use. There's not a whole lot to it. You can literally sit and go. You can make it harder than that or make it more than that, but to get benefit out of this bike, it's a sit and it's a move your legs and you will benefit from it. It gives you that accountability because it has the LED little computer, the brain, right in front of you. You can watch your time, you can watch your calories, you can watch the distance. You can even put your hands on the EKG reader and it will tell you what your heart rate is doing. It's working the heart, it's working the lungs, and it is absolutely working these big muscles in your legs, which is going to increase your calorie burn. It comes with DVDs. So if you're on the other side of that camera and you're thinking, I'm gonna get this, I'm not gonna even know what to do with this, that's okay, we're the experts. There are, I think, 4 different workouts for you on these DVDs. Yep. You can put it in your TV, pull this thing right in front of your TV. It's
put it in your laptop?
Easy. Yep.
You can watch
it's so easy to just fold it up, no pins.
No, wait, can you do that again? Yep. I want you guys to see this. Is this not crazy?
So easy to fold up
and yet it has a 250-pound weight capacity, and you can do what they call jumps. I am literally riding, it's so little, and you think, oh, there's no way you can really get one of those killer workouts. If you want to be like in spin class when they do those jumps, this can handle it. That's what blew me away. Yeah. The very first day I saw this, the reason I bought it too, was I was like, oh, come on. I'm just as skeptical as everybody, right? I'm like, oh, come on. It's just too little. It's just, you know, what's it going to do? And then when I figured out it could actually handle the jumps, getting up and out of position, out of the seat, I was like, oh, I am all in. Thus, I own it, and it sits in front of my television. But boy, what a great way to be able to get a workout and not take up all the room in a house. Because I think a lot of us would like, okay, treadmills are great, and we have those from ProForm. Ellipticals are great. We just don't have the room for it. And that was my problem, really trying to downsize. I needed very small equipment that had big impact. Yes. And that was why this formula worked.
Yes, great point. The other side of it too is how quiet it is. So if you're a movie buff or if you love to watch Netflix, you can literally pull this up in front of your TV and get your workout in, and it's not disturbing everybody around you because it's so loud.
Well, that was, to that point, it's really funny because my husband and I will be watching television at night, right? And I still want to be in the room spending time with them. And so if I'm on a treadmill, it's so loud, there's no way I'd be in the living room working out with him beside me, because it would obviously be hard to hear the television. If I'm an elliptical, it's pretty loud. It's, again, not going to work. But with this, you literally do sit by people, and so you still have your family time. You're just taking that time and making it smarter and more efficient, and you're getting healthier. You're still enjoying the family. You're still enjoying your favorite series. So if you're binge watching, you don't feel guilty at all. You're like, oh, I'm going to work out through my binge. And you've got that right there, so you can have everything you want in one really professional, beautiful model. Also, when we talk about the magnetic flywheel, that's what you find in very expensive gym quality spin bikes, right?
I love that you bring that up, and that's what gives the X-Bike such a smooth feel. When you're on this bike, it's not that jerky feel.
Jerky thing,
It's so smooth. The X-Bike is so, so smooth.
All right, we're gonna listen to Rebecca, and then we come back, I'm gonna tell you my calorie count, because you'll notice, I've been talking, I do a lot of that, but you notice I'm not dripping sweat, I'm not completely out of breath, I'm not exhausted. So when we come back, I'll share how many calories I've burned in about a half an hour, but listen to Rebecca first.
My name is Rebecca, and I have 5 kids. Before using the X-Bike, I would try and go running, and I didn't have the stamina that I was used to having in the past. So my goal was to increase my strength. It was also to lose weight. I chose the X-Bike because I did some research and saw that this one was very compact. It's not too heavy, you can carry it. I would carry it upstairs and take it outside and exercise with it. And it's quiet. Like, I have sat on it while we've watched a movie. Having children, you want to keep up with them, especially as they become teenagers, and just wanting to look good. And stamina is an important thing to me, just having that strength to be able to go out and run or hike or do those things that I like to do. That's really important to me.
Well, here's a simple question to Rebecca's point. What are you not doing that you used to love to do? Did you used to love to dance the night away? You know, you'd go out on Friday nights and just dance your brains out, and you don't do that anymore. Do you miss, or maybe you've never been able to get down on the floor and play with your grandkids because you just can't get down on the floor and play with the grandkids? Do you huff and puff going up a couple of steps? Are you over that? You know, are you just, like, again, are you tired of that? Do you have dream clothes that you've had in the back of your closet and there's an inch of dust on them because you just haven't worn them, but you're hanging on thinking, I know I'll fit into those jeans again one day, I promise I will, and yet you're not there? Well, why not just say yes today, tonight? Why not do it? Because you know what? We don't have more life ahead of us. For most of us, a lot of us watching, there's not that much, well, you know, you got a lot of life, but you know, it's not like you're in your teens anymore. So why aren't you making what's left of our lives really the very best you can? Because time is getting shorter, and so why not go out and just live the rest of those years feeling fabulous, and maybe even extend those years a whole lot longer than you would in your condition right now? I mean, I'm sorry, that's just the reality of what fitness, exercise, and diet's gonna do for you. And right now, we're giving you all the elements we can. One of the most popular items we've ever offered in our fitness category, by far. One of the highest reviewed items with the best reviews by far. One of the easiest ways to be able to change a seat and get in shape. Read those reviews, see what everybody else is saying. By the way, really easy to put together. My husband did it. We have customers who did it themselves.
30 minutes it took my
How
husband.
many?
30 minutes.
Yeah, nothing. It's super, super easy. And yet it's not a big machine that's taking up the whole living room or the whole bedroom. You're not having clothes just hung over it because it's something you don't want to do. You really will get passionate and you'll love doing it when you get on the bike. All right, a little quick update in terms of colors. Yeah. The teal, which is not out here, although it is gorgeous, is the most limited. Believe it or not, right?
Awesome.
Look, poor Henry's like, how about gray? Sorry, not yet, Henry, not yet. You're not there yet. Followed by the plum. The plum, by far, my purple girls, you love the purple, is outselling all the other colors right now. And then my red that I happen to be on is the second most popular. I know you only have a couple airings tomorrow, and then that's it for the visit. We will expect at this rate, because we've now sold 10,600 since the visit started, we expect those to sell out tomorrow, and they might sell out early. Natalie might be able to go home early, but if they're on tomorrow, they definitely will be gone, because we'll go through a couple thousand of those just today, which means we'll have a couple thousand left for tomorrow. So just a little heads up of where we kind of stand on that. Where do you want to take us next?
Well, I want you to tell them about our calorie burn.
Yeah, you do.
Where
Oh, wait, my calorie burn. I told you I would. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so here we go. I got to go. Now, what happens is you have, it scans through everything. So you can see your distance, your time, whatever you want to do. My calorie, 234 calories right now.
Where is your resistance? I'm curious.
It's at 1.
It's at 1. So my resistance is at 2 and I'm at 250.
Isn't
so
that
see
interesting?
just what that one little notch, that one notch, that one little bit of resistance gives you that much more calories.
Isn't it remarkable that I'm almost at 240 calories?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm good. By the end of the hour, we'll be closer to like 400 or 500, right? And notice, I'm not pouring sweat. I'm not jumping around like an idiot. I'm not banging my knees and my hips and my lower back. And I'm at the lowest resistance possible, and I burned 200 almost 40 calories in a half hour.
Yeah, and
that's amazing.
The beginning, at the top of the show, we talked about how many calories are in 1 pound of fat. 3,500.
Right.
So if every single day you burn 500 calories, that's a whole pound in a week. So think about the effort that you're putting right now, not, like you said, not dripping sweat.
I'm very comfortable. I'm wildly comfortable.
So think about if your favorite movie or show was on in front of you, could you maintain that for a whole, you're going to maintain that for a whole hour.
I will maintain it for a whole hour, yeah.
And I'll probably 500 calories.
Now, how nuts is that?
Yes.
500, and not changing your food, not changing your eating habits, you can still eat whatever, but if you just did that, you'll lose a pound a week, basically.
So think about if you did change your eating habits just a little bit.
Slightly.
Because I would encourage that as a fitness professional, to change those eating habits to make it a little bit more healthy. You would get even more benefit out of the bike.
Isn't that amazing? Or if you put up the resistance, like you said, you can knock it out faster. Hey, if you want to burn, 200 calories in 15 minutes, crank that resistance up and have at it. You'll have at it, right?
And then because it has our weights with the bike built in, we add the upper body. We're, of course, going to be getting more out of this. It's total body. We're going to burn way more calories.
And you know what's funny? That can't calculate what you're doing with your upper body. So it only calculates what you're doing with your on the bike.
Yeah, so what, that 250, really, I could add more calorie burn to that.
If you're working out with the weights, and everybody gets the 2-pound weights to go along with it. Remember, you're gonna get all the workouts. That was my problem when I first ordered it. I got it home, and I was literally going online trying to look up professional spin classes, and I was like, well, okay, I'll just follow those, and it wasn't working very good. So I came back and asked ProForm, I said, could you guys please actually do some workouts specifically to the X-Bike, because nobody had ever done anything like this before.
And we did.
And they did. I loved it. I feel sort of responsible for that, because I had it, and I was like, I really want to do this right.
It was just for you.
Yeah, exactly, right. But it's funny because I really did, if I'm gonna take the time to do it,
Yes.
I wanted to make sure I was maxing out that effort.
I agree. I agree. And we thought about that too at ProForm.
Yeah.
That's why we added the weights to it. Because it's total body, you get so much more in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so here's the story, guys. Remember, if you want the plum, the Purple Girls, that is the by far, oh, wait, I have an update. Okay,
need a
Henry
hoot and a
Gray
holler,
has now
Henry.
surpassed in popularity. He's so cute.
I'm getting beat by
Oh,
Henry.
Yeah, oh my gosh, come on.
Come on, my plum girls.
So again, it's the plum, then Henry's gray, and then my red. All right, what, I gotta work out harder? What are you doing? They're like, come on, show us some more. All right,
up
we've
his
got more to show you. I would love you to hear from Kate. We'll come back, and Natalie's gonna walk us through the whole system.
My name is Kate, and I am a mother of 4. I like using the XBike because I was able to incorporate it into my daily life. I have a toddler, and I need to be home with her, and that's something that I can do when she's right there with me. My favorite feature of the XBike is probably the portability, that I can move it around and move it to where I need to be, and it's very stable still, to be able to move it around and still have it be stable for me. This is not my final destination. I plan to continue and to become stronger and more fit and to become a better me than I am today.
And I basically think it's all of our goals. You all want to be a better me. You just have to make that commitment to do it. You know, Natalie, since you work with so many people, how often do people come to you and they're just done? They're like, look, I'm so desperate. I got to have coaching. I have to have help. And you get them started. What is their reaction from when they start to when they start seeing the results? How do they feel? How does it make them feel?
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that, because I just had a client text me today and say, what do I do when I'm losing motivation? How do I get back into it? And I always tell them, you have to have a strong enough why. So think about what it is, why you've started to do this. Your why, I've heard that your why should make you cry.
That's a great term.
Come up with that why that really, really makes you feel. And that's gonna help those days that get a little bit harder. You know what else is gonna help? If you take away the obstacles. I had a baby not too long ago.
Congrats.
And that's when I got my XBike, actually. My husband put it together for me in a half hour. And it was so easy because I'd go put down baby Anthony, and then I would think, okay, now this is my time. It usually was 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And I'd go downstairs so easily, open up my XBike, right? Because it folds up so easy. And I would get on and I would watch a show. I would maybe do some reading. Nothing too crazy at first because I was getting back into my fitness. And I think that's really important to know as well. Start where you are at. Start where you are. You don't have to get on here. There's 8 levels of resistance on this bike. I'm not telling you to crank it to 8 unless you're Henry. I always make Henry go to an 8. But you can start at that level 1. How many calories have you burned in this? Where are we at? 40 minutes?
Yeah, we're at 40 minutes now. Hang on one second. I will tell you. It's gonna go
About 300 calories, I bet.
Yeah, I'm
you were
almost
at
up to 300.
250.
Yep.
So just in that amount of time, it's a substantial calorie burn, even at those lower resistances.
It's really amazing, actually.
Yes.
You know, because again, you can see I'm not pouring sweat. Again, I'm not just crushing. I'm not trying to do lunges and all this crazy stuff. I'm not jumping up and down. I'm not trying to dance. You know, I'm doing nothing. I'm not even really using my arms and the weights. I'm literally just keep my legs moving, keep them moving at a consistent pace. You notice I'm really not even going fast and slow, fast and slow. That's how you can really jack up those calorie burn. But it's amazing how you literally just start moving your legs and pretty soon you look down and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe how many calories I burned. And then when you start adding that to the next day and the next day and the next day, and because you don't walk off the sore the next day, that's something else we haven't really talked about too. Yeah. A lot of times you'll work out really hard and you've made this commitment and then you're miserable the next day because your whole body aches. So what happens is you don't work out that day.
Yeah, especially when you're first getting started. If you're starting out too hard right out of the gate, it could be a week, 2 weeks until that soreness leaves your body. Right. So it's important to start where you are, to keep those lower resistances, to hop on. This is so easy on your in my knee at all because it's so soft on the joints.
Well, also too, a lot of times when you have those resistant bikes that are out there, there's a belt around them and you can physically see the belt. And as you tighten the belt, it makes more resistance, but it's a wildly uncomfortable ride. It's very jerky. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, you can hear the belt, and the belt tightens physically. It's a strap, right?
Yes.
And then, I don't know, it doesn't have the smoothness that this does. This is like velvet. So I feel like you can go longer on here because it is so gentle and so comfortable and so smooth.
Yeah, and because the seat is so nice and cushy.
It's a great point.
Those seats on a regular bike are so uncomfortable to sit on after being on it for 20 minutes. It's like, oh, when am I gonna be able to get off this thing? But the seat on the X-Bike is it's nice and big, and it's cushiony.
Now look at this seat, you guys. Now,
So
this
it's
is
nice and big, and there's a lot of cushion there for you.
Wait, I want him to see it real quick. Sorry, we haven't gotten it yet. Look at that, guys. Can you give me an overhead shot on that, guys? Hang on one second, because this really is a big deal.
Yes,
because a lot of
I
times,
agree.
if you're saying, hey, I haven't worked out in a long time. Look at that. There you go.
Nice and cushiony.
And then can you just show where you adjust it? Because you can adjust it easily.
Yeah, so right down here underneath that seat, there's a couple different adjustments, and it's, like I said, I'm 5'2". My brother-in-law, who's 6'2.5", has this bike. He uses it in his office. So you just unscrew this knob, and you can adjust the seat to wherever you want it to go.
Right, and set up really, really easy as well. Also, too, we haven't done it, but you can go backwards on it, which just changes a whole different amount of muscles that you're using. All right, we're gonna look at another testimonial. I'll come back, give you some more updates. Now almost 11,000 X-Bikes have been sold. Do you have yours yet? Why not? Really? Why not? It's just, this is the time of year. Imagine if you started tonight and you did it for the next 12 months, do you know how rockin' hot you'll look in a year? I mean, just envision what can happen. And it just makes that one little commitment where you go online or you call and talk to somebody friendly and say, I'm done, I'm doing it, I'm over it. This is the answer. And certainly I think you'll find it to be such a success for you. All right, let's check this out and then we'll come back and tell you more.
My name is Christy, and I feel great. In the past, I didn't really ever exercise. I mean, I did a few things here and there, but nothing consistent. This just works for me. I wasn't liking where I was going in life, I had a hard time going up the stairs without breathing hard and still talking to someone as you're going up the stairs. I saw maybe my children getting a little bit heavier than I wanted, and I wanted to be a good example for them and show them that exercise and eating right was an important way of life. My husband and I work out together. We go on family hikes together on the weekends, and we're having a lot of fun being healthy together. Never would have even thought about running a full marathon before, and now I've done a half marathon a few times, and I can totally see myself doing it, where before I would not have even thought about it. I don't intend on stopping anytime soon. I want to keep improving and seeing where I can go with every level of it.
That's awesome. Now, who is that person?
Her name is Christy, actually. It surprised me when I saw her. That's my client. She's been my client for the past 15 years.
Wow.
I've been training her and her husband, Jason.
That's great.
Yeah, she's a fantastic lady. She has a big family, a lot of girls that are watching her. And I think that's something to say too. In my house, we never talk about scale weight and skinny and fat are not words we use. It's all by example. They see mom on the X-Bike working out, and guess who wants to come and get on that X-Bike, right?
Right.
They see the example, and they see that being healthy and putting effort into your own body is important. And that's what I love about Christy. She's done that for her girls as well.
Well, I also think too, Natalie, when you talk about this because you're a new mom, I think as moms and parents and grandparents and women in general, we tend to give and give and give and give, and then we have this wildly guilty thing about really just doing something super selfish for myself. I'm just gonna work out. Everybody leave me alone. Give me my 15 minutes, give me my half hour. People need to get over that.
Yes.
Get over it, and why?
Yeah, because if you're not giving to yourself, if you're not giving back to yourself, then how can you really truly give enough to everybody else around you?
Exactly.
Right? And you, by the way, are just as important as everybody else around you. So yes, you deserve that time. Yes, that time for yourself is important to take. And this is a really easy way to do it. You can just set it up right in your living room when the baby's down for a nap, when the kids are at school. You don't have to pack everybody up and bring them to the daycare at the gym. You don't have to pay for the daycare at the gym. It really is, it's a time saver, but it's also a money saver.
Yeah, Well, and also just fits in your lifestyle. Physically it fits because it takes up very little space. It's incredible. And it fits into our busy lifestyles because it's right there. You just get out of bed and get on it. Or at night when you're just sitting around, like usually you're gonna watch TV and maybe eat some potato chips on the couch, you just go, nope, no chips tonight. I'm gonna sit on here and we're gonna watch the exact same show we watch every night, but I'm gonna change my seat and just use this and move my legs. So here we are about 48 minutes in. We only have about 7 or 8 more minutes to go. Just so you'll know, the teal's the #1 bestseller, gray's super popular, plum's really popular as well. Did you get a woohoo? And a red, and then of course we have the blue. What's up with the blue back there, huh? I don't know. Anyway, so this is your chance though. Take advantage of our biggest configuration. It's the very best price we've ever done, and of course you have free shipping and flex pay. We are getting questions on assembly. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, it's very simple. I asked my husband before I left, because I actually didn't watch him do it, but I said, how long did it take you to put that together? And he said, it was so easy, it took me like 30 minutes to do it. So
super
it
easy.
comes all in the box, ready to come out, put together some screws, and you're good to go. You get on and ride.
Yeah, my husband built mine, and but we have a lot of reviewers who said they built their own, and they said it was so very simple, so I thought that was great. All right, I'm gonna read a couple more customer reviews while we have a few more minutes. Time to Design Tennessee says, we love it. Everything about this exercise bike is so nice. Love the portability and love the real results. I thought that was interesting. She said real results, not just a little water weight or whatever, but she's seeing true changes and real results in her success. Here is SC from Georgia. It's easy to operate and is quiet and smooth. Yes, I would recommend this to anyone. This is RD in Florida. I wish I'd bought it sooner, but I'm glad I got it now. The best bike, and it works great.
I love
that's
those.
That's the second review I've read so far who said, gosh, why didn't I do this a while ago?
Yep.
Because it's very, very different than any other form of exercise. It's very different in terms of how comfortable it is than those spin bikes in those crowded classes you have to sign up for or get there a half hour early to hopefully get a spin bike, where someone's yelling at you and it's all sweaty and it's gross. It's at home, you do it at your own pace. This is Leach in Michigan said, it's lightweight yet very sturdy. It allows me to get a good workout in, especially when I'm in a time crunch.
Yes.
Let's talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, because you can set these small goals on your console, time goals, distance goals, calorie goals. It could be a 10-minute thing. It could be 10 minutes in the morning, and maybe when you get home at night, you add another 10 minutes to it. It doesn't have to be an hour, 2-hour long exercise program.
That's
it
right.
could be these small bites of exercises that add up to a big calorie burn.
And do you think people are surprised when they start to see that happen?
Yes, yes. But one of the reasons why it can happen is because it's total body, because we've added weights to it. So not only are you getting the cardio, but you're adding the weights to the upper body. When we do that, we become more efficient with our time. Right. Because we're gonna get more out of that 10, 15, 30 minutes of exercise with our legs moving and our arms doing some exercises as well. And you see Jody back here.
She's doing
some
the side twists. Those get at you, don't they? They really focus on that ab area.
On our X bike.
Yeah, you got that little extra pooky poo going on the sides right here, and you're like, how do I get rid of that? It's so brilliant in its concept.
Yes.
Because if you're in a spin class, you're not using upper weights. The ones I've seen, they're definitely not using upper weights ever. If you are using weights, you're not necessarily getting great cardio. Or if you are doing cardio and weights, there's a lot of pounding involved in it. How cool is this? Very low impact. You're getting the cardio and you're getting the upper body and the ab exercise all at the same time. So take that little teeny bit of time you have, 10, 15 minutes, and max it out by using the brilliance of what ProForm has done in the X-Bike. It's so smart. And you know what? I think with our flex pay and our return policy, it makes it easy for me to say, and I think for you too, probably to say yes today. Because on our flex pay, what you'll spend today is $27.99. Did you go to dinner over this weekend so far?
Or did you
eat
drive
out?
to the gym?
Did you drive the gym?
Right,
Yeah, how
the
much did that
gas
cost?
money.
Well, how much was your gym membership? Is it more than $27? Well, you know what? That keeps going forever. After 5 months with our $27, you own it. And trust me, the quality is there to last for years and years. Convenient, yep, it just folds up like that. It's so brilliant, people love that feature. You can move it around, so if you live on your own, it's not like a big giant treadmill that you gotta get some help to move it. You can pick this up and move it anywhere. I know some people work out, and don't leave it outside, but they work out on their deck. decks. They work out on their balcony when the weather's good. They put it in front of the window. They've got it in the living room. Instead of sitting on the couch at night, they just jump on their X-Bike. And you know what's funny is I found is I can do a full hour watching a series like a TV show, and then I sit on the couch with my husband. You know, the night's not over. It's not like I'm spending my entire night on the X-Bike, but you realize you knock it out, you're done, and you're like, I just worked out for an hour. That's pretty amazing, really.
There's a reason why there's over 700 five-star reviews on this bike.
Yeah.
And it's because it is simple to use, it is convenient, and it is a space saver. I'm gonna show this hopefully one more time here. Get this in. Look how small that becomes. It's about the size of your vacuum, and it's super light. I'm 5'2", I can lift that thing easy.
Yeah.
And move it to where I need it to go.
Yeah. And if you have to put it away, which most people actually don't, once you have it at home because it takes up so little space, you really don't put away. But if you've got company coming or a party or something, when you just go like, and you move it to the room and you put it in the corner or in a closet, you're like, okay, that's really brilliant. It is. And yet, it has a weight capacity of 250 pounds. So if you're concerned, you're saying, well, it's not going to be sturdy enough, it's rock solid.
Yes.
I think that's the other surprising thing when people get it at home.
Yeah.
They don't realize how balanced and solid it is.
Can we show them the jumps?
Sure, do it.
Since that's what sold you on it, we should probably show them these jumps. So you can literally lift your hips up off that seat and put all your weight on the pedals, and it's gonna hold you.
Isn't that crazy?
It's strong enough to hold you.
Isn't that wild? And listen how quiet it is. Listen, everybody go hard. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
So you could have neighbors up, below, beside, babies, grandkids sleeping, husband, it doesn't matter, whatever, partner. They could be sleeping and you go, I'm just gonna jump on it real quick. And you can get a total workout and not disturb anybody in the house. And you never have to worry about plugging it in. That's the other feature we don't talk about very much, because a lot of times you have to be near a plug to plug in an electronic piece of fitness equipment. There's no plugging in. It's completely on its own. It's completely self-contained. Okay, so here's the latest update. Now, we have sold 11,114 specifically.
Wow.
Yeah, here's the scoop. With what we have left, we're down to a couple of hundred between all 5 colors, okay? So we have 5 colors. We're down to the last couple of hundred in those 5. At this rate, I will guarantee you that this will be sold out by Natalie's last visit tomorrow, because I know you're on a couple times tomorrow, right?
Yep.
This absolutely be gone tomorrow at this rate. So if you want to make sure you get yours, read the reviews. If you're still kind of waffling, you don't know, they're phenomenal reviews. And then order it, because tomorrow it will be completely sold out. And I just don't want you to miss out on our best deal at the best price and a great 5 flex. And we love the free shipping. Natalie, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much.
It's been so fun.
Henry,
Thank
always
you
good
for
having you here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, love. All right. Oh, by the way, my calorie count now is 400 calories.
Wow.
So there it is. I'm still on resistance number 1. I'm not pouring sweat, and I've already burned 400 calories hanging out, you and I talking. How cool is that? Isn't